Right, MYBET akwaba the about sports arena so braso say yetena say na yede agode mu nsam e de bro de coach ko breman no yetumi de bro na bibia so etumi ekoye e ho no mhye nso say enda Champions League ha say ye hu 16 teams o ma qualify come and draw ne beba so channel say draw no e beba so mostly Fridays and no ye draw no that is after ne Europa League games ne Conference League games no bo wi a tena on be ye draw no kama why na Real Madrid this year why na Liverpool this year why na Barcelona be year PSG o ma pick o mo form ne enyasem ketua kra o mo gbo Arsenal the Gunners na Italian teams no tete aka ba kope Inter Milan o mo buy ni nyina Bologna AC Milan Juventus omunyina they out Atlanta ekwan mu fa so free mu no na re papa teams a omuyi omu free mu no I say a lot of question marks Italian teams no ho hono mti be mo de a near the sa analysis ni nyina tumi e de abroad channel so say na Thursday and na Thursday night football no the etene kwan biaso no yes Bobokwa enei omo second fiddle what I say to the Champions League and the Europa League na ombebo omo return legs no na kwan bia so say tumi first car ye be first car na bia tumi akon Andra Benedict Osne etumi boy Benedict Osne etumi boy median ba shot on target any just to score near the no Osman Dembele ni team asha 7-1 she go ayareho sempa the say bet and out team Mbappe she go kama Abrante aye friend no Gorasi and so ball shot mienu on target anyama etimi ko etimi na bibia ko Mo Salah so she Osman Dembele na dem nsa esi fam hall but still who say Abrante aye friend Benedict ne also need to me buy ye di nchemu ni nyina be bro na bibia tumi akọ ye aha sports arena uko Facebook DJ Kwaku Slim wo Facebook uko YouTuber say na tie MYBET.AFRICA TV MYBET.AFRICA TV wo YouTube sa na tie honum MYBET online radio so ye twagu hono a obete yenka ebomode a na ye be pensempensemu yetumi achechemu a se bibia so ebetumi akoye hono hyene so se na games no emu betumi ayede na before ye bekọ kwakọ wuramu games a na ebeba so no yenhwe enra games a etumi eba so na results no se na etumi koye see pa ena chese etumi wo honoma Dortmund omone Sporting 0-0 ena sa game no etumi ende PSG 3 Brest ebon 7-0 PSV Eindhoven at Juventus 2-1 wo chese utumi say yes almost starting game no first half na 0-0 utumi say bibia koye 53rd minute ena Ivan Perisic share the needed goal. Sasuna 63rd minute 10 minutes later. And Timothy Weah at say and I say Aqua Bibia is in cruise control. A brand FN Sabari and so share a goal at the goal 2-1. No and I just a ball into me room extra time. 93rd minute and a brand FN ran Flamingo. Which means a loose ball be at the 2 minutes or canto net mo. Abache akpa and no more game na just what me say yes mu to me den pa and me no ka say Juventus etumi afima PSV no Eindhoven a qualify come Manchester City kopie mu Real Madrid Santiago Bernabeu na omko kopie mu no mama mu hye na strike ye na Erling Haaland wan Andra Haaland entumi ansi akan Haaland entumi ansi akan ho no ma utumi say otena bench full 90 minutes ni nyina na eno and Kylian Mbappe Lotin on the 4th minute and Brante Feno Asensio Chabo before soro de mano control the two na panya na show 33rd minute Kylian Mbappe Lotin beautiful goal by all standard twa brant your friend wadio otimi so twene ma ne transfer no ka ball to net mu 61st minute and Mbappe the third goal no the isusu brant your friend Nico Gonzalez the new guy 92nd minute and onya consolation goal no meno ka say Real Madrid 6-3 on aggregate qualify at the Remo ewo playoffs no ama bibia so atumi ayeden akoye intene teams a omotumi aboremu no ewo se hu se Club Brugge akọ nanim sa so na Dortmund kọ nanim Real Madrid kọ nanim Bayern Munich qualify PSG qualify Feyenoord qualify PSG qualify Benfica qualify and Bobo Quefen Liverpool Barcelona Arsenal Inter Atletico Madrid Bayer Leverkusen Lille Metropole and Aston Villa enti ohwe leagues no omo represent you ma Lille Metropole and PSG and represent Ligue 1 Sasso and Bayern Munich and Bayer Leverkusen and so represent Bundesliga Aston Villa Arsenal Liverpool and so represent the EPL. That's 3 teams. Atletico Madrid Barcelona and Real Madrid represent the Spanish La Liga. Maka Italian Serie A de aka one team. Ewo honoma utimu se ukọ Portugal Benfica ejinamu eboa. Saso na ukọ Dutch Eredivisie na 2 teams na ejinamu de ma omo. Enti de tene na akọ Belgium League na 1 team and so it say utimu say yes. You know Spanish League and English Premier League and I say me no ka say omo ebo mo modern hwenti ehwe say English teams no betumi the coefficient no be etumi abasa na be ya finish FIFA automatically with my na Man United nhwe so to me Europa no na go 6 teams betumi afi 1 country etumi aba na bibia nso no etumi akoye ewo honom. This is the UEFA Champions League round of 16. Garassi 10 goals, Lewandowski 9, Rafinha 8, Erling Haaland 8, Vinicius Junior 7, Kylian Mbappe Lotin 7, Pavlidis 7, Hurricane 7, Griezmann, Alvarez, Jonathan David, Ousmane Dembele, Gimenez, Fabian Wirtz, Gyökeres omonyina ewo 6 goals. Na Gyökeres na me boni din yes Chelsea for say the age no 27 years. Enti omo person mo balance the squad in terms of experience. Abrante no our experience ye pa ultimu say English Premier League no. Wane na mu ache ultimu say Brighton nyina wodi ninkui ewo ho e de ama omo pen. Enti say oye journeyman our experience in terms of any career trajectory no or started at the free Broman Punkana efi as Sweden yes no started fee na hono ultimate say yes league games no 29 19 and 8 it ultimate say pretty good honum and no be remu Brighton under 23 Brighton for Kofano, Kraweswa Kra, Oba no, Obo 9 games at ma na 23 no 2017-2018 season. Now 2018-2019 season no Obo 19 or share 7 goals. Na the first season 9 games no boy no share 7 goals or and then the second season 19 games or to me share 7 goals or no anyama koye. Na oko St. Pauli honum and Obo 26 games and no share 7 goals here 8 assists and no bar Swansea no obo 11 games one share goal and no copy mo Coventry hono and obo 19 games so share 3 goals no ma ultimate say yes 2021-2022 ho eno nya ni breakthrough utimi ze nyama started say pick dem man honum na abrante friend Lampard etumi scouting no sa tem na Lampard ni kura Chelsea ka se Chelsea nkofa no na mpanifo se he wabodama na to yi obi o si akan de ma Coventry de ye kwa kofa na ade na ba bebo Chelsea sa na ye den mpanifo antie na honum na 2021-2022 season obo 45 games edema a Coventry or 17 goals and make 5 assists. The following season now cause there was a championship no a killer pa Chelsea and Kwankofano. The second season in a Coventry 2022-2023 about 49 games shared 21 goals and 12 assists. And our Sporting Force said Debbie Amorin I said no way Yakofa Branton no me boy no mo kofa na 33 games about 29 games into what teams and a career trajectory no goals upon goals from 17 to 21 to 29 10 assists. Now this season no injuries are started disturbing kakra and no crown about 21 games actually 22 goals into the matches are wabono washe goals do chain matches are wabo why 5 assists na no yes Chelsea pen for say akwa ne height kra so sa wo soro na ni sika obeje no e wo fam compared to Abrante Victor Osimhen omo se Sesco no so akwesa Arsenal for no ni na wie enti Liam Delap na Liam Delap no so no say yes Chelsea supporters no do na akasa masa kupama mo signings na bia enti onkofa player or ye proven winner wa bought Champions League or experience or also a national team player you carry say yes say ni sika no swat e de aba 55 million pounds no and how much Chelsea penny for no omo te omutum so omo ayase bo mo tokon say on omo kwakofa Branton say wetumi abo 21 and no ma ye hwehwemu ahu say kame kwakwa say Portuguese league no players ni fi mu ba omo ya de Bundesliga inti no na ama Eucharist any advantage ahead of Sesco wo hwe Victor Osimhen de na they are looking at say Africa AFCON baby bane ade a Jackson so be kwa AFCON no so be kwa AFCON ba ne sa problem na Chelsea enya sisi and they are likely to get it and a face almost say Eucharist in terms of the salary no they can manage it be fit into omo ultimate so analysis na o maye dan Victor Osimhen into we any news papa ye friend no ultimate say mepeni din no de abrel no na report enei wo ho no ma just ultimate say yes the three signings na mumo kire say Enzo Maresca de akwa no ne juma is secured Abrante friend yes Ben Jacobs was also the atudwa say Chelsea director ye friend no Jonathan Goldstein akache Bloomberg TV say Enzo Maresca 100% secured. Omo believe say Enzo Maresca a great job. They were not anticipating a Juma Sonko a why what I say no omo nye or into no man target biano because no mo believe say na squad na ye bloated any or no so ye young we no afi no all bananka on me mano a year transfer window ebianka this January na bank kasama we na the next January transfer window no na we nya transfer windows na nke no by that time no Chelsea qualified the Champions League but almost a juma na why no a surprise omo and bibia Chelsea this season here far better than a coach or experience at the same time class no also experienced players than today inti omo back you know in terms of a strong goalkeeper solid midfielder beba solid striker better than beba and I feel mape defender correct one pa to me ediaba into this is the refreshing news Ben Jacobs edi atudwa osaso the I think so the video no cross aba utimi say Chelsea director Jonathan Goldstein to me akasa de ache Bloomberg TV yenhwe 1 minute was our story I think say current news muma yenhwe Enzo Maresca job is secured. They appreciate say strikers was so munya experienced striker, experienced midfielder bako, and an experienced defender. Then the goalkeeping department, you know, at the end of the season, Pedersen, Petrovic, they will look at who is the solid one. Omo to my share, amanyama to me akọ enim. And they omo de new addition from a year Rangers. I think say Chelsea the all no. Oko joining a year Thomas Tuchel. A year English national team. So now yes, who are here Juma the Ama Brighton that. Doing them go forward the Brighton team nangasa no better. This is the current news.
Okay, listo ye chia ahwefo na say nen so masan join e Sports Arena. Intino ye nim say ndo the Champions League course be na asema ye di hu komo Chelsea. Say ye hwe say additions on betimi aye team num. With Gyökeres coming to Chelsea, say Chelsea to be secure on a signing, I think it will be something good for the club, especially experience-wise. Ye name say or a player be as option a recorder. At least every season be about 20 plus goals in the season and the back. So here Chelsea team now with chances are Kopama, Noni Madueke, Sancho, Neto, even Enzo Fernandez, Caicedo Mukritia, Utiminya a goal poacher at least obetima 20 goals and now the can other goals are players now can be sure it puts you ahead of a lot of teams or muni maybe a clinical striker away him. But Ushe Enzo Maresca handling this team, yes. No Biampo and dreams a Chelsea beat me do this level or more and now this position in Puebi or more that because in him season ebeshasi and pre-season Obi or share Chelsea during the pre-season bia who say enyama nkoyi high line any players no munte style of play na say but during the season enyama timi be fine Emma players no say omo decision making on the pitch enyama ba community mu say eko true I who say Chelsea call unbeaten run for a longer period. But in a normal season, every club nya this patches of bad form, things not going well, any injuries, be best 13. But that is where a top coach can make a good decision. Sending a bad patches wouldn't affect the club so much. For them to lose maybe out of competitions, any out of a position, be a bit more warm to get a secured Champions League or European position. So I know that Meji say Enzo Maresca air so better too.
Yes, and once again, there is a report also stating that he has really assured the board after meeting the players after the game. His meeting with the players, telling them say it was unacceptable the kind of performance of modernity. Yes, in as much as the team would need everybody to function, but that is not an excuse for that kind of performance. So they've all agreed that they need to get Champions League football, and that is the assurance that the coach and the playing body has given to the directors and the sporting directors, and they've also assured him that this kind of fixing in the summer will be done, making sure that they will fix the major issues. Unlike going and say and it is expected that next week Thursday, Todd Boehly will speak, and it will give a lot of clarity to the direction. And they are also upset. Say how supporters are upset with the trajectory of the team. No, they are also upset. But we cannot also forget where we are also coming from.
Yes, Osha, it's a good approach. It's a very good approach, and I think say man, you have to go through a bad stage and I'll be reflect on your life. Who say me take a good step. Inti sena mekano there are bad patches that comes during the season. Ebianka season it was koye and I Chelsea winning or that second or that third. You wouldn't be talking about this. There wouldn't be any with friends and conversations of adding experienced players to the squad. When things go on wrong, it helps the management, the sporting directors, the owners, how the love they have for the club. Because the Union Doma club now, you wouldn't go through these stages to try and make things work. And I think it's a good thing. Enzo Maresca, Mebona Basso, coming into the season, no be any Chelsea beat me do her, but with Timmy. But there are more, I think, as a coach, the experience Ukuta any what I think he can do. No, he has more he can add to this Chelsea team, and with enough experience, no, he will put him there. But I think the only thing that maybe I would have an issue, one, the sporting directors. I think the sporting directors on scouting young players, no, it's a good approach, but ababeye too much. Sometimes going into a season, you name himself Strasbourg or Chelsea, a sister club at Chelsea per se, ultimate grow players or. But during a season, ultimate call a full January transfer season. Now, Obekwakoto, sir, if you Strasbourg, about Chelsea, no, returning it back to Strasbourg, no, Kwakoto, another young player, Unim said the additions are you can get into the position of maybe the Champions League. This season, we shall Liverpool performance or Madani did recently. If Chelsea to me hold up the performance, I know why. It can maybe they are closer to Liverpool and near Yedim Komoi. But on another hand, I would also patch some blame for Enzo Maresca, trying to downplay things that we are not in the title race. Maybe any SEO this season, main trying to put things in place.
You are speaking the truth.
No, but as a coach, your main goal as a coach in a club, they say Okwako Wini. Since he said way director is not catch also. I don't think said Thomas Tuchel about Chelsea in January. He was told to go and win the Champions League. But in his first press conference, what Tina Hoka said, he's going to build a team. Everybody will be scared to play against. Sometimes you say positive words into the future, it happens.
But haven't we heard the coach saying that Chelsea is known for winning titles, and that is where we need to get to. But before we will get there, some of these things will come.
Yes, but Listo,
and some of these things will come. I don't know, or and I say he's not expected to speak about the reality.
In football,
we've seen Jose Mourinho as a winner. Second coming, you remember, at that time everything was in place. He says the title race is a 2-horse race plus a small horse who is now breastfeeding. Vincent, okay, it's a statement from Jose Mourinho. The second coming, Chelsea, and indeed, there is a Jose Mourinho who be him say he's a winner. But when he realized that the title race at that time, the reality is that Liverpool and Man City were in a better position than Chelsea. He considered, though were able to be Chelsea beat Magic. Chelsea LUC a game, I think to Sunderland or something, and yet share Liverpool. So 2-0 na share. The following match, not Chelsea winning, Chelsea beat me higher then. I returning to the title race. But Jitumu said this season wasn't our season. Then I assure say there will be signings, and the signings were, I think 2 or 3. Or the Diego Costa came in, Fabregas came in, and Pedro. By 3 signings, and Chelsea won. And he promised that I think
yes, I think a General Mourinho statement a good approach, because at that time Unim say I need 1 or 2, 3 players to now challenge for the title. This is Enzo Maresca. One thing I had an issue with when Chelsea were doing so well, there were times we came here and we talked about it. Like, I think the downplaying was getting too much. Though say he was trying to take the pressure off the players, but the downplaying was getting too much, which I feel say it's a title race and slot about into the Premier League with a good quality, with a good experience side. Arsenal and so with at least players who mean 3-4 years experience in this Premier League. Also waba with your first time in the Premier League with players this is their second time even playing together, and most of the players this season was the season at least omutimi ball 10 to a games playing together. So yes, you downplay that we are not favorites, but there were times, there were conversations do baby, it makes from the start the Chelsea fans felt say we are trying to make fun, we are not trying to get ourselves into any pressure, but it was reflecting later. It started reflecting. Amayi who said now things are not going so with the Brighton loss obi o share our game say from the aspect of the club becoming a bigger club or the club changing its ways, you'll be happy about that defeat, because it was a checkpoint for Enzo Maresca, it was a checkpoint for the sporting directors, it was a checkpoint for the players, it was a checkpoint for the owners. Why I'm saying a checkpoint is one, sporting directors and owners, they should now look at enough. They've signed enough young players to play for Chelsea for the next 10 to 20 years. They've done so well with bringing in enough talent, the Caicedos, the Lavias, the Enzo Fernandez, the Maduekes, the Nicolas Jacksons. These are players in the next 10-15 years. they can have good names in football. They've done so well making sure say the style of play, the tactics, even in Nyama they need to put in place. They've done so well. But now it's time to add experience. How many times who's a team biaji a Champions League, waji the Premier League without having experienced players in the team? That is one thing they need to look at. And in games, Chelsea in the Brighton game, Chelsea were bullied not because of anything, but they were bullied because of experience. And Brighton team, no experience. Their coach is inexperienced. He's 34 years. Their players, their experienced players, but players like Warbeck, players like, let's say, Louis Dunk, they know how to control games. And that is one thing out here. In the Liverpool setup, Van Dijk, Mohamed Salah, Alisson, these three players can give you enough maturity on the pitch. Now, the other time, let me tell you some podcast the conversation was Joko Nekai. Or see, most of the experience on wasn't by the coach. It was by the players and on your mobile on the pitch. Because unim say or the ball ne kono and a wire run bino. Maybe you beat say Alan Shard be friend catch and say run we are here and next time do it this way. That is one thing you need in a team. In Soche, if they are to add one experienced centre back, the season is start the season. Now Hamels was a free agent. So I was thinking Chelsea would have added him to the setup. How brilliant he was for Dortmund in the last Champions League final, but they didn't go for it. So adding an experienced striker, adding an experienced defender. With a midfield, I don't think we need someone experienced to be added, because these boys are young players. They have the ability to the ceiling. Caicedo, Enzo, they can do so well. So an experienced defender who can control the back, talk to the goalkeepers, and an experienced striker will be to me a convert goals. No, Omar Osimhen Jackson.
So now the options now is no. It appears that Osimhen talks, no.
Yes, I bet dry down because of the AFCON, the demands. Yes,
and they are even looking at or say chances too much. And I was also injury, bad injury record.
Yes.
So now I quite say Gyökeres, Delap, and Sesko. I think these three strikers now.
I think with these three strikers, there, Gyökeres is ahead of all of them. Sesko, or on the bad side, he's now growing, and you could see, say, in games, there are times he goes off, or he thrives more on counters. Send the team set back near ball counter with pace, with the ball striking ability is very good. Delap on the other hand is also something similar, or thrive on more of his strength as his ability to bully defenders and also strike the ball well. On the bad side, they say he doesn't know how to adapt into games. Into their games when he's being marked out too well. You wouldn't see him. And that is not a profile at Chelsea here. Chelsea here profile of a world-proven player. Gyökeres, yes, on also on the bad side. Every player, of course, no player 100% good. Gyökeres bad side, and I think so. Also, the bad side in games, that is when a player like Nicholas Jackson can also complement, because Gyökeres is not more of
what is in the bad side.
Okay, Gyökeres is more of a handler. So bit me kuta ball, a linky a play this man, and also thrives on running in spaces, making sure say he's available. He's more of the Diego Costa type of striker. Born Tony Nimunkwandi Obeshe. He's good in the box.
Okay.
He makes sure say he's available at every place. But on their games you need a player who can drop deep, get the ball, create chances. In Tinusa Okofa, Gyökeres, Nicolas Jackson, they would complement each other. Their games are coaching Betima start Omumienu. Their games are Betima start. When the game gets tougher, we need someone to drop deeper. Nicolas Jackson can come in, or a game Omobo with maybe a high line in Hubia, he can do good runs and shoot the ball well. Gyökeres can also come in too. I think both players can complement each other. I say so if a player won't say their conversations are drying off to say Isak to Chelsea, because Isak is something similar to Nicolas Jackson, which so these two players you wouldn't have the best out of them because their profile is similar. I think Gyökeres is one of the players at Chelsea going for a striker they should go in for. Osimhen on the other hand, yes, Osimhen gives a different profile to Nicolas Jackson. He's good in the box, his ball striking and in the charging, but press, yes, but the back when say chances, yes, on your prolific. In a game maybe I starting Nicolas Jackson was say chances are Osimhen e ba no so about say chances so person who a similar scenario AC Milan team say Santiago Jimenez best start game or best say chances coach ni be hwe bench na Abraham Netewo or den be ba na onimpa nko jai Santiago Jimenez e game and something it brings a lot. So share the olden days say obi ti say Chelsea yi men fan say Diego Costa or the Ebia Didier Drogba bi and or the maybe player for neighbor which is a different profile. Batshuayi, yes. And I think Drogba and Costa and Bobomu some time back, yes. So sometimes in games you need different profiles. And Nuntin I was happy with Enzo Maresca because he made it known say different profiles helps in games. I think they should help him and back him to be able to bring the best out of him as a manager.
Yeah, Listo. I think that as the manager, good say on the sporting directors and the owners in the team come on, it's something that is going to, help, the team growing up because, since Roman Abramovich, buy if you are mobile, they started this rebuilding a Lampard best started with Nkrankra, virtually academy players. I want who Mason Mount, Chaloba more, any regimes playing. And then I think fast forward, Olomot also fourth in your Champions League football prior to the season and middle of the season, next following season, and Thomas Tuchel buy. There were some few players in it, senior players Omobuama Chelsea G Champions League. Then fast forward, the starting season, some of the demands, the new owners, no more pen and money, maybe no me uncle, so they had to, make things different and then all these things. And you see, Chelsea have been spending a lot of money on young talents, knowing that right now, in himself, we are not at the level that we were some years back. So what we have to do is just get young talent with potentials, groom them next 2-3 years. They will dominate the European football for the next 10 to 20 years. And that is the plan. It's a one Chelsea transfer target and a more transfer strategy in Aqua. We have to go in for players who are young, are more potentials, and are players who are young and at the same time are more experienced with him. So you remember they spent a whooping amount on a brand and Eddie Wesley Fofana because they believed that Fofana was very young and he had played over 100 games for Leicester in the Premier League. So and at that time Fofana was one of the best defenders in the league in terms of pace, in terms of aggressiveness at the back for Leicester City. So you who price up buy. They went in for a brand and the Moises Caicedo 2 seasons with Brighton, and he was arguably one of the best defensive midfielders in the league. And Chelsea spent that amount to go and buy him. Same thing on the Enzo Fernandez. So what Chelsea like strategy now is mainly of say we want to win right now. We want to make an impact right now. But next year we are buying players that will be some
solution.
Yes.
And like Jose Mourinho second season, you could clearly see it was solution based way.
Yeah.
Costa came in and boom.
Yeah.
Fabregas, boom.
Yeah. So what
Pedro, boom.
So what they are doing is per se Chelsea. So the reason why I'm mobile is you see, Listo, in as much as that you're competitors, you're businessmen competitors because my bet in a starting belt builder.
Yeah.
And say competitors be more the belt builder bar. It's not like then other options.
Yeah.
So there are other things that will me a picky idea from your competitors. They never redefine it. In Zobeka, Chelsea didn't have any sister club apart from those days and now Roman Abramovich and Vitesse him. There was some partnership. Yeah. The club wasn't for Chelsea, but they had some relationship. Both Inter and Messi Mount to Chelsea crying and I'm called low Vitesse him. But right now they bought a club in Strasbourg. Say do about Chelsea. Now if you say potential, who you good because these people medical catch yourself how they want to run the club because Listo for the next 2022 next 5 years it could be will be able to use data and it will get to a time the Real Madrid and the FC Barcelona is following now they will be using data and conquer purely Galacticos. You see until say Florentino Perez been free hold Madrid will be buying some players they will still be Galacticos but they will still based on data and on best any players. So when these people came in they needed to go the other way because they believe that how our football here it will be very hard say on beat me I have caught the Roman Abramovich will say nee for the big players abamu and it kept on happening that they want to change and say oh yeah you be grooming your players then we also make the business aspect out of the football into idea equity Chelsea team from even those days we won that team engine so they believe that what Pep Guardiola bebe or Manchester City when he came in he didn't buy the well-known players in the world but they believe that they use data any team management coach improvement any man players by so when Kevin De Bruyne was coming to Manchester City in fact he came to Chelsea Obabe Floppy went back to Germany and about Manchester City Bernard see the number of players on quite Bernardo Silva Ruben Dias and all these players on by in fact the well-known players are now more set up when Pep Guardiola came obey you mean free in the name of Yaya Toure Kun Aguero and all these senior players so what they are doing is it might be tough at the beginning and we the Chelsea supporters we are known to winning trophies so if we say former players and the people can say no this is not Chelsea and yeah my time what I say but in as much as you want to improve you should also have a way listen because if these owners almost the trust of the supporters it's going to be very hard for them to achieve whatever they want to do because this is not the Brighton this is not some of the teams you can go 2 seasons 3 seasons even without winning a trophy the supporters will be okay but this is a Chelsea that who go a season without a trophy it means that the following season you have to win a big trophy so from the days Chelsea budget league no FA Cup following season one just crampo there the FA Cup no the Carling Cup there obetima G2 na bom ABI following Kokoko Europa League or Belgian Champions League or Super Cup or the next Waji League 2 seasons be a normal a big trophy it breaks the excitement of the supporters but this owners by we've seen losing out on the position them and them but you see the identity any idea near clear we saw how we were playing from November to December. Emma Manfred said Chelsea are title contenders, and when we go October, November, when we go to December, things started falling apart. That was when some of the players started elusive and Obito said Nicholas Jackson, Olidi and Lions, no, he started failing. He wasn't able to be scoring again. Takwakwe said the team is good, but we need competition. We need players who can come in. And it's illustrated. There's one thing about experience that people have been saying that we need experienced players in football. Experience doesn't mean say you have to be old enough before becoming an experienced player. In fact, in this Chelsea team currently, tell me the reason why Enzo Fernandez buy another. I mean, there are a lot of players in the team, but when Reece James is not there on the ball captain ban. Tell me why say Enzo Fernandez in regimes Munua or the captain ban Emma Moises Caicedo. This is a player he has played the Premier League at the top highest level for the past 3 seasons. And all but Chelsea, no, there's also an experience. But you see, at the upfront, who is an experienced player at Chelsea? Cole Palmer has been taking the league by storm since Obe joining Chelsea from Manchester City. By then, was he an experienced player? Was he taking the league by storm? Or by Chelsea and Obe taking the league by storm or building the experience level? No? And up front, you could mention Noni Madueke, you could mention Jadon Sancho, you could mention Nicholas Jackson, and even Christopher Nkunku. None of them and have a much bigger impact on in the Premier League. So, back to say the team has to get competitive. My friend is a competitiveness
by next
yes.
summer. So it's our 3 strikers, and I think we will come to the goalkeeping and the defense some other day. Now the current news is Eucharist actually about them. The latest way and they've inquired and realized that the price now then I drop it. I think last January it was around 70 million, 100 million to 70 million. Right now I drop it about 55, and they've gotten one was Omanya new replacement too. Sports and Yan replacement. A very good. And when I was watching, let me show the movement. Which means that you need time to improve. But strikers here are available. Which one do you think say me do be him say me person you carry some money there eba. One more why now believe so bet me about solve issues.
Is he the Chelsea hierarchy am na clear say Nicholas Jackson one of more piece for the project they are doing. They believe that he has the quality. I'll wait to be a top striker, in fact an all-round striker. But he lacks some of the basics and they will be sure even in their technical reports and about Jackson.
Okay.
He's not been potent enough for how I'm so but they believe that this is a player that over Europe 4 years in Yambai and they only believe is that as time goes on he can improve to be the player they want.
Yeah.
But I mean for the short term fix over Chelsea board now, listo. The reason why Coach Buoha Oba, you see, when Haaland was coming to Manchester City, people were saying Pep Guardiola there or Pep striker Onimbo Onibo. Because that was the reason why those days at Bayern Munich, no Oma Obit said Zlatan Ibrahimovic Embo, no but Messi as a false nine. There are several factors that the games you might need a striker who can, I mean, come into the ball and link up play with who midfielders and then will wing a bit more creative position. And there are games you need that direct attacking football. You need a striker or a direct. He's good on the ball. Or bit more link up play. So Becca, when Olivier Giroud by Chelsea, the link up plays were good, but he wasn't that kind of striker. Near Spencer the ball running. But he was scoring some important goals for Chelsea. And whenever Chelsea in here, no the neighbor my boss or Abeshe go be Temi Abraham and all this place intimation. So with me, the kind of profile we want, if Nicholas Jackson is fit, I think that we need someone who is prolific.
So bet me Nicholas Anelka
yes.
no play.
Someone who is prolific.
Drogba, but he had
yes. Because Jackson, you know, said recently he had Omodan as a striker. When Jackson came to Villa, I remember finding Free Africa. He was a winger. And as those days are not African. No much born as a second striker as number 10 because of the 4-2-X. But of course, or better than a striker. Right now, you cannot hold on to the ball so much. So even if Chelsea go for to say Goycres or even Victor Osimhen set up in Mukrana, he will still be an important player for Chelsea team. So with me, all these strikers, Benjamin says, me anytime I believe in the status of how big a club is because listen. The reason why most of the players who are about big teams are more flopping, and you say be a but is it your obia or her? Anytime you cast a football more of emotions. That is why players more call Real Madrid or Muntimin performing because we feel say pressure neso. And once a club near a big club, a for whom on they demand a lot. If you were playing at Sporting, now we share 10 goals. They are hoping that over Real Madrid, no, you have to score 20 goals a season. They demand so some of the players they will come to big clubs, not about floppy. But fast forward, they will leave the club, go to some Real Betis, same thing like Anthony. But because some club won't say one but club are pressuring him no. But ones I have the talent. So with me, with a kind of profile, I think we need a goal poacher, someone who is more direct, like Victor Goycres, someone who is
yeah, and I'm coming about the English guys. Because we've seen young
I mean, generally, Lab didn't but Tagging said the Chelsea hierarchy wanted to buy him, but they believe that I mean the Lab so I mean that target number 9 be Obi to say Victor Osimhen so with my boss role.
But in terms of experience now, they should balance the squad in terms of experience. Do you think that the Lab can bring that? Playing for where the pressure is different. So an over to 7 games without scoring.
Like I said, even demanding the experience, it doesn't mean that the Lab Babebo as a striker. I mean he's playing for the Champions League. Anytime sometimes experience, it doesn't
Lab.
He's playing for Ipswich in the English Premier League. Sorry, I stand to be sorry. A boy in the English Premier League, and he knows how the Premier League is. And while both, don't forget, so a Man City academy graduate. He knows the English terrain. You Kopama Nani Premier League appearance how many? Do 20. But he take league by storm. So we can even reinforce our team with some of the leading figures. But the reason why no one person decides to they believe that the team respected him. He was one of the leading figures. Say be SMC and players number or no Tosina Darabio. So these are some of the experience. But the fact that the experienced player is coming in doesn't mean that he's going to start ahead of or more. Getting a full squad with experienced players and players they have the potential to growing in. So with me, as of now, if you want to make a player an experienced player, what we have to do is obia what go to the highest level. And go so obia free the Brazil league the mobile union test European football. But I mean the lap he is playing for the Premier League, about Man City. He's known to the culture of England. So on the if pressure be befana is from the media and maybe the expectations now on the man. So with these 3 strikers there, or more who say they are direct mate about Chelsea, the lap, Victor Goycres and Victor Osman, whoever will fit in with club in the demand. So let's not forget right now our more plan is we have a salary gap. We have we have a salary gap. Yeah. So whoever will fit in the gap, the transfer, I mean,
but I think that mostly almost transfer figure, they are no money problem, but the salary structure.
Yeah, but we see the transfer figure also will also depend on the kind of budget.
So how much do you think ABS will be say Ipswich? How much do you think they will demand for a year or more?
The lap minimum the contract in the end. But you see in football, no, sometimes players no wages no. It depends on the number of years are wide what sign, and the number of years are aka contract so why if the lap contract with Ipswich says less than 2 years and as somebody say the lap over betona 100 million pounds, but the lap says season we came on account 1 season, it means that if you don't sell the player, the value that you want to know or season if or amount then the following season or and don't forget a cast 6 months he has every right to negotiate with any club he wants, then no sign pre-contract, then after the season occur. So in as much as not to lose so much money, the lap, I think that Achakra with the age and then the prospects 50 to 60 will be normal for a player like the lap. Victor Goycres
50 to 60.
Yes.
Wow.
And I make say it will depend on the number of years aka on the contract.
Okay, but 2024 no signed them out.
And which means was the contract last year
2029.
So which means that I almost be here 4 years.
With the lap
and almost be here 4 years. Yeah. So 4 years now say she or extend the contract which is last year. If she say new release
clause almost signed 2024 July.
Yes. So last year
and almost signed
summer year now or extend almost signed. So if almost the contract they will sell him let's say be a new release clause be 100 million pounds. Right now it means that about season where we are cut 2 years. Like I got 2 years say about 2029
about season we are can 3 years.
I can't 3 years. And I'm saying that 3 years no, don't forget a cast 6 months he's 3 years on a contract, so barely like in the transfer terms and I say
no you are not going to look at the last 6 months. You are looking at say I cannot.
One thing is with the lap with say a contract no assigning mostly no Urbano or 1 year extension account depending on Ipswich performance. Say Ipswich eco relegation ne price tag whatever percentage of my sets ne ebe drop it. And until a player bit say Romeo Lavia na 80 million but time omoko Southampton co relegation price tag ne drop is so low. Now it's a Chelsea Liverpool bid for 35 to 40. But now Chelsea per se like almost upset Liverpool. And when Timpo no muko to I think a 50 million price. So say and say Chelsea per dilapa in common bit my more of say Ipswich core relegation they will have a easy way to get
and also you see once me about optics no very important.
Yes.
There is a reason why ABI your carries in common aba. Assuming say Ipswich core relegation. Now say Chelsea striking target and then they say Okokofa striker or didn't team relegation and the aba. Don't you think that to be a bad PR?
No.
And I say at that stage it will give Chelsea opportunity to bring the lap and bring Gyökeres.
I didn't think about the lap conversation where I buy a more of the lap Enzo Maresca na Ejumada. Enzo Maresca na Ejumada and
waka players on na Ejumada what you could clearly see in FIFA or the Chelsea match you can clearly see the gap.
No, but on only the end a different story. But the lap there no Enzo Maresca there been times Chelsea in Ipswich no in his press conference with Timu said he was running praises for the player. But Ababe to say that now there to say and on say honest na ye nkwala na Ababe do to some extent say even say the lap cry play or befete Enzo Maresca style Okofana ba, there would be a whole lot of question marks. How they intina go across more Osimhen more?
Because I'm looking at
Dilap.
I'm looking at almost attribute overview. Look, attacking, Gyökeres, 86.
Yes.
Compared to 66
of Dilap.
And TEC in technique and also no.
Yes, technique.
53 as against 69. And I think tactical something because a TAC 42 69. Then defense now I'm out for say we 16 35. Gyökeres far.
Yes, Gyökeres or a beast, especially when it comes to pressing, fighting in the box.
The weakness is or poor bad control.
In time can say he idea Nicolas Jackson Edemau.
Okay, so we can have the Didier Drogba
and Diego Costa style of player.
Nicolas Anelka. Jackson will behave like Nicolas
Anelka. Okay. Yeah. Because I think Yenya no about Dilap no. Mostly no unse players no. Why Magui. Okay, to mean in Jackson beat me that is the left wing position and also help as a second striker. Yes.
What I say? Then Joao Felix Atena.
Okay.
What the Nkunku Joao Felix Atena.
I think
let's see how it goes. Now let's share and draw.
Champions League.
And no one can say Madrid or as or feeling me say
me can say Man City beat me ahead of Real Madrid. But Ushe game no man.
The madam for Real Madrid me I say me buy me man patcho.
Debbie ade intine say Indra.
Koku obufu woni. E so pa acho na koku obufu ni ba fa.
Koku anga sa
Debbie e be kasaka so.
Koku Debbie wadwa.
Debbie kasaka to me ye 5 billion or so 230 pesos. I see this last.
Inti Indra ade inti na make say Real Madrid na start ni bibia back because the last time Real Madrid share team friend Manchester City was Santiago Bernabeu was back in 2016. Every time Bia Umbeshiano. Every time Bia Umbeshiano, mostly that game ends in a draw. Inti mostly no say Umbo first game ni oha and in a draw. Na Madrid ako any who say Madrid call Etihad Ekobo City 4-0 be anti-Asiano. So now start ni bibia back team a friend Manchester City at least to make a solid claim for mo. But I think in draw coach a friend Pep Guardiola nyame nim no krani do bibia ayo pese odwenya wura nipa na oni ni ebebobo ni trim adwenya ade a nipa ne baba abeye we asi ma odwen ho ahoto eno na ndura me oye no because ndura the issue of say Real Madrid best start Rudiger no enu to na adwen say the Haaland impo the mean fane ma Rudiger kra ma ne mbe no na Haaland ti bench Kelvin De Bruyne ti bench Doku at bench, Jack Grealish to bench. There some of the players that they were doubts said they were not fully fit. But I think going into a game against Real Madrid, he named himself Real Madrid in the Champions League. Real Madrid fan Biabeka was in the Champions League. First half, born in Pudi Mumbobi. Yeah. Omujai opponent in the ball. Then in the second half, Oma Baba will
give you chance.
Yes. So in the first half, no, in case we take that idea Real Madrid for Aya to say in the first half, Mumbobo Nibino, take the chances and score them. Say in the first half, City to mean a goal or 2 goals in the first half. Yes, in the second half, Real Madrid the pressure, but the pressure will be different. By who in the Champions League, even Club Brugge ni Atlanta game, where Club Brugge ni say game ya me were the Lions then, but getting a goal in the first half made them more stable. And no Real Madrid nya wow, because getting that first goal in the 3rd minute, no, Emma Real Madrid who said there be. The basic be I won't mean Bambe sharing was Santiago Bernabeu, but if the Man City they can share a goal with a lot of pressure, there would have been a whole lot of things. I think formation wise, there was a whole lot of mistakes. Gundogan starting the game. See, Gundogan need legs, no, to even fight against Jude Bellingham, and Sana Ceballos, and Sana Chouameni. These are 3 workaholic midfielders. So Uja, Nico Gonzalez, any Gundogan against these 3 players. And enjoy who you know. Midfield battle. Real Madrid defeat you. They couldn't stand them. Edu baby Nico Gonzalez. Etu ni e dia medu baby na afi de mika ko ntimi ntu nti na ye so otwe o matade atwe o mbo ho. That is something they show say. But in the second half, Kovacic bar game no, you could see the City were more fluent on the ball. Na mentia se Pep Guardiola started Gundogan ahead of player friend Kovacic. energy wise, ball playing wise. Gundogan is one fine player, but see an ball article. And until in who's a Real Madrid team, Luka Modric ain't man starting because all the Modric ever and a midfield engine of maybe say Pep and so the Matias Nunes, Nico Gonzalez, any Weber, Omube walk over Modric. That is a mistake. Or the only way or idea manager was Kushinoff against Vinicius Junior. Nindra before the show, me catch Vincent say Kushinoff. A player be a yen sheno. Nindra or my Vinicius watching the year papa. There were times Vinicius person didn't co speed 1v1 or stopping it 3 times on the day.
Masa kochaki ni tackles ni boss or win it.
And I make a choice or stopping Vinicius 3 times on the day. Or making sure say Vinicius was out of the game. In Tindra there were times Vinicius had to move from the left wing position to join the center. Nam Rodrigo adrift ko. Into Indra all of Real Madrid's attack, apart from goal Mbappe share, it was like a loose ball from Manchester City. All the goals were coming from the right wing side. Indra Kushinoff, he's one fine player. Eba looking at the ball, tackling, defending, and he's one of the good players. I think free and Pep Guardiola Bebono as a right back going forward. I think Indra he missed out as a big coach in big games. Second half, 2 goals down, make changes, destroy Real Madrid team, make them feel say they can't go into the game and win. But you will say changes in the latter stage in the game with even Marketing. I think Marketing by Kovacic, which I think Marketing say Ancelotti to be known who's a Marketing is son one. Money yemun ponchino, but who's the De Bruyne's the Haaland most some one a money machine. I think the best team won. Pep Guardiola can say the best team won, which was true. I had about a hand, but I think the other games of course Paris Saint-Germain and Bon Wadio any dear Yaminim Ukrainian yet. No, but
because they were almost struggle power.
Yes.
So now they want to make a statement.
Yes, but this statement was too harsh, especially for team a friend Brest. Me who a Champions League aggregator ended 10-0 that. Me who be that 10-0 I know a day.
But Abasa na G82 no.
Yeah, G82 I don't put one fixture. But with 10-0 now no a day. Even Brest coming into this game, the coach they call a 5-back system and no crana fa. But one thing I me bought Luis Enrique Abasu ye papa because so share team asisi all year 9 anu edin time anu kwa akoto kwara scale aba no be ebisa say na Bracula mo be ni den, but he has been able to move him from the left wing to the right wing position. Boy in the performance no was through, and the front three no they just rotate. Testing at Real Madrid who Vinicius, Rodrigo, Mbappe no they rotate and they are very very dangerous with pace, ball striking, finding spaces. And they are the back wa buano. Now echino omo mudi nechini omo mudi the back the front three in echino. They are also quality players. Joao Neves, one fine player. He can defend, he can pass the ball, he can distribute the ball, he can do everything well. I think PSG team will know if they can continue this same format. Said we can see them in the Champions League final because they are doing so well. Brest, yes, they performed so well in the group stage, but I think they met a team to give them a real life check. Say sometimes it's not about luck, it's about going into games and winning. And who say in 2 league games they couldn't even score a goal, and I don't think in 2 league games maybe I'm short on target could do 5. And that is one thing. A Paris Saint-Germain, though I'm castle man yarding, but it's a big statement to other clubs on Beshioma in Ochinombe draw no who what is going on. I think Juventus Mota was very disappointing in this game. On a normal day, maybe count 100 say Juventus score away. Juventus on kwa away me and share no 3 impoda. Mindra me boss say last time will be a team share Juventus so we need 3 was a friendly against numerous Germany. Apart from that, Juventus score away na opponent will be na go asha 2 crab in this game. The only thing I can say more tired was to just be defensively solid and make sure say game ni be ending in a 0-0. And they tried too well in the first half, making sure say in the first half the game was boring for team a friend PSV. It was so boring at PSV ain't man bobo so mobile. But in the second half, PSV Eddie can go ahead. they responded well. Adebako amape ewo Thiago Motta is the way we used to play a friend Timothy Weah. We know Timothy Weah to be a winger, a forward player, but ewo Juventus team no born as a right back. And the right back position no born no. It's more of a wing back style of play. Unya freedom kuninim koe bibia. But getting that 1-1, I knew said that was the end of the game. Because ultimately hold a team 45 minutes, not a second half. During the first 63 minutes, there is a 1-1. The remaining minutes now can't there. You need say Juventus on any other day, a game now could draw. But PSV coach a friend with Robin van Persie, making sure say they need to still push them. Make sure say Juventus would start making mistakes. Juventus will start fumbling now. And then I'll go by taking the game into extra time. Time a game need do extra time in the Champions League history. Anytime their game may do extra time, the obo home no. The advantages of qualifying is so high. I enjoy me who said PSV, it's me enya that final goal in the way extra time to qualify. They've been able to make sure say sometimes who said the clubs coming from Netherlands, no, their performance in the Champions League, but now they've been able to show against a big club like Juventus. Is also a big statement for them. Say the next round team will be Shiano or no to be team aye no home abon home day. Dortmund any sporting game in drama ball. So I said this is a game mostly it's a Dortmund go home in the Champions League against Sporting. It ends 1-0. In drama can I say investors who could try 1.5 who could try both team to score. It's either Dortmund win or draw. And now it's just a 1-0 win. I will game with Nindra. Obi or share ball ni be who say ampa 1-0 win in the NKC. Now Gurasi, Yama penalty. Indra, you say Tuesday, wow, African man. Akubo penalty, Ama Samaba. Need penalty at 2 and no Akuboni say a saying. I think it wouldn't have affected the Dortmund team, but I think a 1-0 victory would have just made the game more exciting for those investors from Dortmund to score and Nyama Bibi. But I think it was a good game. Dortmund, you minimum to be defensively that solid, but against Sporting, it's me bobo ni year now. They make sure the players are in a bonding. They were able to make them more stable. They couldn't get what they want from the game. But I think Dortmund for Abaso Kovac coming into the team, no, he has had a bad. Maybe if they say Dortmund, no, they need a more defensive-minded coach at least, because coaches never now attacking wise they are good, but they are conceding a lot. And against Bochum, Dortmund went 2 goals down when Timan go. So against Sporting, no be himself at least Sporting be go. To minimum investors be they went even for Sporting to score, but in Timian I think that's what the Champions League brings you, and these are some of the things that we expect. I think Juventus it was a surprising result but I think in drama can say Juventus a big option and a good option for Juventus in that game. It was a handicap of 2. My team friend Juventus to no mom call handicap of 2 ma Juventus there. They were equally sound or mutimi far better made them out.
All right. Yeah, listo. Enra, the UEFA Champions League no HS there are some teams below her Champions League no money mbo. Me said that money man cast a cushion of Estoppe Vinicius 3 times, and I don't know when Estoppe Vinicius. So check his stats now. He was dribbled past 2 times.
By who? And
Vinicius Junior, it make 4 dribble attempts. Nina was against Abrante and Kusanov, and 2 were successful. So I don't know.
But it's stated in the stats 4 dribbles was against Kusanov.
Me say Vinicius Junior make 4 dribbles and 2 a penna amfa. So if Kusanov has to open it 3 times, 3 times no. How many times now? Estoppe Vinicius Junior 3 times.
No. Dribbles are somehow can. There were times you were dribbles.
I'm talking about stats.
Indra, me no share game no.
But I'm talking about stats.
Time there was a ball ahead of Vinicius. Kushinoff was faster to intercept the ball.
That one,
and no dribble. And no dribble. So don't state it as dribble to us. Don't state it as dribble.
I mean, listen. I mean, it's one of those things, and you see, whenever Okakobobo now yes, you want to stop one player, that is when the brilliance of another player. But you see, football is made of collective display, which is teamwork, and an individual brilliance. And you see, the individual brilliance, the collection of the individual brilliance, and my teamwork, which is the collective display of the whole team. And you see, Enra, we knew that when City is going to play against him and they are Real Madrid, definitely City were going to dominate the game. But then I will check it. The possession of the game was just 52 in possession at Manchester City. It wasn't vast here because yesterday Madrid dominated some minutes of the game, and then big chances Madrid Enya was just two. But yesterday it took the brilliance of Kylian Mbappe to convert some games and some chances and chances to goals for a Real Madrid team. No, and yesterday they dominated the game, especially Manchester City. First half of no Munyambo one shot cry, but when they came into the second half, that was when they started say a lot of shots, and they got only 4 shots on target that Nina Eba in the second half. And you see, Enra Asensio was superb, and when you started giving them who said Mamushi started, I was like, no, and today Madrid is going to feast, because if you have a player like Obi say Erling Haaland, ni dini keke, the records and the exploits are over the years. Ebema a player like Rudy Gape, a bit into work at previous seasons at Madrid they share sitting now. Maybe a player in the day Erling Haaland before na Rudy Gardinechi. And Abasa na so who defending now who the team by question. This is Man City. Whenever he's attacking, a bit made so bit many 5 to 7 players box to when you could on a target manager. That is when Phil Foden, Umama Mush, other players beat my family. Eddie Ashego. But yesterday, I sense you catch Rudy Gase, Baba Nachi, Tinasiname joining now, and he showed that he is going to call ranks from Nacho. Any those players, Vasquez man, they came straight from the academia. They stayed in the team, even if they're not going to be a starter crowd. With the display of Brandt and the boy, I don't think Fiorentina Perez and the Madrid hierarchy will sell this guy to anything. And I know if you go Brandt and they kill Mbappe share. Whenever or tackle Nyabona, quick pass to Mbappe and Ruben Diaz, the anticipation to head the ball. We believe that could be your ball, and that head miss for Ruben Diaz, Kylian Mbappe. He saw that Edison was coming to sweep the ball. Goalkeeper sweeper, sweep balls against Kylian Mbappe. Play your whole speed. No question. Certain bisana. We a sweeping goalkeeper. You have to make sure say movement towards the ball and the distance between who goalkeeper now making sure so be move your clear ball and the distance between who do pull wait to recover anytime. And Kylian Mbappe a player who are in so many years that he's a player that Odim go share. He was trained to be scoring goals. So that is why about hat-trick Benaba. It was an easy game. He took the defense of Manchester City Sabia or some academy team. Whenever he gets the ball, his skills on the ball was superb yesterday. His finishing, his accuracy, he knew the right timer, also a ball, and the right time also a passing ball. Look at the third goal share. Step overs and boom, the left foot. They didn't anticipate that Kylian Mbappe was going to use the left foot. And you see, this is a player growing up from Monaco to PSG days. He was playing or started so from the right side or the left dribble goes so Madrid defenders underrated. And you see, Enra, I like the way now rotating. You could see a time I was a Vinicius Junior Muma but middle Kylian Mbappe and I'm this side, Rodrigo and I'm that side, and he really helped them. Enra, the central defenders, they were solid. They were not dual pass, but especially the laterals, or the left back and the right back, they couldn't. Stop all the attacks from me. And you see, the patent attack now, Madrid for boy, they knew that it was going to be very hard. Say they will possess the ball because yesterday, Man City no more a lot of, midfielders in the game. Omama Moish, Bernardo Silva, Phil Foden, all these people, Madrid but no more cramping midfield. So it was very hard to say Madrid with my possessive game now they are more Vinicius Junior. So anytime if I'm on the ball with my Vinicius Junior, it's either say a very long pass, the Vinicius Junior will run for it, and maybe Rodrigo will come in now. Bellingham was awkward. No more over cramping one place, no more ball long pass. nze no check here omu goals no mu shey ni na we long balls second goal is Abranta in there Ceballos and a ball long pass. Rodrigo G or Dan nicely. He laid a pass to Kylian Mbappe. He tried to Obimiki attempt and who said Josko Vadio ever best slide it. And all the training or Shego. So yesterday, I mean the individual brilliance. I can see before the game, Mbeka say Madrid team no. The reason why they went to buy Kylian Mbappe or attack Kylian Mbappe and Vinicius Junior, one of the best attackers in world football currently. No. Who sure man? Even if you have Virgil van Dijk, even if you have the best defenders in the world, they are also the best. I mean attackers in the game. They will have ways and means. I'm not even sure. So the reason why Messi and Ronaldo dominated the European football for more than a decade, close to 20 years and 20 years and above, no, was that Messi there, you tryna could be. But you go to a time, Uchana, audience wajef no asanso sorry the ball no call. Ronaldo same thing like this. He started playing from the wings. The moment Obek find antidote, Ronaldo crowd attacking his own mission. He also find ways and means to score. So and that is what between Madrid Madrid attackers. Who will defend the set crowd? They will find ways and means to score. And you see this Manchester City team, we've been saying for the past 2 years that defensively they are not good. It's not going to be possible. Say they can stop this Real Madrid team from scoring. So yesterday it was good. Say Nanka at least beat me. I mean it was good. Say at least if Nkomo player beat say Erling Haaland, Nkomo beat me. Actually goes no. But yesterday there were no player beat me put any threat to Madrid defense no. And it allowed the midfielders to roam more. And no actually be a trauma no team the ball run no anymore. No making rounds, especially like Dennis Ceballos. So yesterday, I think that individual brilliance and some collective display, how they approach the game, helped Real Madrid to score. I mean, they can't say this is the Champions League, and Man City does not stand a chance to say, Real Madrid. It was Santiago Bernabeu.
Okay, moment share matches no. Yeah, Europa matches no.
Yes, and Europa games, I think there are a whole lot of games the score lines have or the results no. It's me Abba. Ama teams ni bebre ni mbebi a ombetimi ada bebre ho omuntimi qualify ne omunim deda obi say Anderlecht and Fenerbahce game ebeko so ene Jose Mourinho Fenerbahce eko Anderlecht ebo home ehye Anderlecht 3-0 ye nenim say Jose Mourinho eba competitions in the Champions League, in the Europa League, in the Conference League baby onim say ne ebo knockout pa. And Mourinho record against him a friend Anderlecht no. In 5 games oni omabono on lose against him a friend Anderlecht. Inti we winning 4 about draw back. So today I'm not seeing team a friend Anderlecht scoring team a friend Fenerbahce and even maybe a 4-0 to qualify ahead of Jose Mourinho. I think it's simple I be a Mourinho or to wait to resigning because he wouldn't get that way up. In the last 2 times Fenerbahce have visited Anderlecht in 2007 and in 2018. Baku ended 2-2 and Fenerbahce esanko question 2-0. So today all the stats everything is backing Fenerbahce to win this game. So at least so become MYBET.AFRICA is Fenerbahce win or draw. And now over 1.5. AS Roma any Porto game on Bebo. It will be a very exciting game because omobo 1-1 Portugal. Porto a team bia in the last 8 games wa abono. It moves 7 red cards abawum. Last 8 games 7 red cards abim. Roma into home form yabedi home komo ha. Ohwe Roma home form it dates down to time we lose against Atlanta which was 2nd of December bepe meneno. Roma intimi lose home here. Now last time even a game ended in a draw was against him a friend in Napoli. I name him Napoli form a war in the Serie A. Into a game no, I'm not seeing Porto picking a win against Roma. But in him said the European competition mostly no, it goes into the latter stage depending on the first half. Senya nyama kono. So a Roma win or draw, likely say beat me a boy in this game because Roma will go into this game with their home form or metime a building no. They will go into this game with that, and their supporters, the Italians, would also be there to make because they need to put a good name for the Italian clubs. Because in the Champions League, Italian clubs need the Enriamo from the Atlantis to the Juventus to Tima, your friend or your friend say AC Milan. So they are the fourth Italian club at Obebo European competition. If they are out, a hard win ye so it's one game at 1.5. You're likely say bet me about Roma win or draw, and so there may share Ayas any Royal Union Tingalin. One thing about this game, say Ayas Eko Piki 2-0 away. Na you be one because in him say Eko Belgium is hard to pick point but Ayas etimi bon momodin. One thing Ayas I take it this season, they say the start of the season and Yamankoye, but they've been able to take a good step or recover and they are making good wins because winning 2-0 Ayas pan there name more. But this game is a good game. Ma Obi Biara Obeko MYBET.AFRICA because Ayas Obohoma at least 3 goals or more the Etimisi in his last 5 European games or abono Obohoma there are 3 or more goals Etimiba. So any game no do say Ayas a pick 2-0 win away. Ayas in your team are mostly Obohoma. They would like to fight for a 0-0 draw derby. They are high scoring team. Their opponent will also get a chance to score. In tier 1.5 ARD beat Messi. Ayas win or draw and so a possible option because Ayas in the last 5 games were abono were picky wins and in the last 5 games were abono average at least a 1.5 goal. Home or away in likely so beat me side and on the Galatasaray, which was a difficult game home no to me pick 2-1 in I'm seeing something similar, a 2-1 win for Ayas and so a beat me aboho. The last game I measure Real Sociedad and Midtjylland game because so ene usha this game Midtjylland in their last 4 UEFA Europa League games no ended with a 2-0 win, especially say occur away. And in these 2 games, no, in 4 games, no, 2 ended we win 2-0, and now 2, and so I do we lose 2-0. I think this game is a game for Real Sociedad to lose because ultimately away, Echo we need 2-1. No about home against a team, my friend Midtjylland, they need to do something, especially losing 3-0 against Betis during the weekend. They need to at least make their fans feel say we are going to qualify for the next round. Their home form is really good. In the last 5 home games we lose just 3-0. We lose 3-0 L1 against team friend Getafe. But apart from that, these 2 teams in share. So mostly now 2 teams in share in any competition. It makes the trying to analyze both teams near very difficult. But I think Real Sociedad today are going to win. So a Real Sociedad win and 1.5. MYBET.AFRICA bet build idea bet me abo. So open a safer option a Real Sociedad win or draw and so idea ubet me ashore. So I think the European competition most of the teams here in him said they are not qualifying. Okay. There are 1 or 2 games it's going into the wire, which it will be very difficult. Say FC20 any Bordeaux Glimt game no. It was a 2-1 home win for FC20. The Bordeaux Glimt also being at home no. And also be na doing so be take advantage. Galatasaray is attack man. I didn't hear man boss when they say it's 1 game. I think the game is over. It's over for Galatasaray. Even though say they be a lot of goals, but I think it's over because Galatasaray need to score 3 unanswered goals to even send the game to extra. So winning 90 minutes I saw 4 straight goals. Galatasaray they in the European competition. I didn't and watching here. Their games occur against Dynamo Kiev or 3-0 in your bet team. So this has been one of Galatasaray's main problem. So bet match 3 goals meaning say opponents na then opponents ni be go. So Galatasaray going 4-0 no mean the last time or share in a game was the Turkish League round 5. That was back in August. Or share team be 5-0. Apart from that, anytime be Galatasaray be go no. Concede. So if they are scoring 3,
will not help.
Yes, if they are scoring 3 or 4-0, by all means they will concede a boy team friend is attackman to go ahead of Galatasaray. Into goes the beba into where a friend is saying both team to score 1.5, 2.5. Ukoma MYBET.AFRICA beat me a fiscal.
Yeah, it's to let's start quickly on Gala game. I mean it looks very difficult for them to meet me. I qualify to the round 16 of the Europa League. But you see the last time I'm about first leg in Gala Elusu 4-1, which was very bad. I mean some of us expecting that even if Gala was going to lose, I was going to be by a slim match. But I mean right now they have to score 4 goals, 4 unanswered goals if they want to qualify straight. And even if almost 3-0 crown, it means that the game will go to extra time. You see, listen, Gala Sangasana none away game so far this season. Before our Kobo against Takma, it was very bad because Sobekaya Kobo apart from soccer winning race ball, he also lost to Etima and Akma oko winning just 1-0 with Gaziantep. Ayas Ekoshen and Okobo 1-1 with Hite Sport. So now I say the home away games now any but this Galatasaray variable home, and in fact or a very good home record here pa. O check Gala home record this season now. The last year Gala last 6 home games are wabono. We lose just 2 times per, and then they were winning last home games we winning 6, we lose 2, and our about draw 2. And Akma so were very fine away former. AZ Akma listo. The last 10 away games also 6 wins, 2 defeats, and 2 draws. So with 2 teams no about the obo home and the obo away. No last 10 games, both home and away games ni nano. Obia ahon dey yepe. And it goes back to the results of first round and in 3-1. So if Gala really wants to win, it means he has to score more goals. And playing at home, Dance Park will be will be Adia. Akma might not be able to win this game, but if they're able to to score, a bit my bomb. One thing a bit my boy Akman is even if Galatasaray is scoring 3 goals in the game, doesn't mean that they can even pull 1 back or 2 back and wait to maintain your more aggregate and qualify. Is that Akma last 10 games away used to average 2.3 goals per game and eba, and on last 10 away games on both teams to score home 5 times. And it tells you that goals or away games on board they find a way to score and as a goals and so 80 people or SAR games. The same applies to Timandi at Galatasaray. You might see a lot of funness in this game too because Ochake is a Takama. On last 10 games I'm about where 8.5 corners and a bag game, averaging 8.9 corners and a bag, which means that over 8.5 corners a bag game so far at the moment. Same applies to Galatasaray. The last 9 home games corners are abemu 11.2, which means over 10.5 corners echo and abemu. So in that game, we will be to try other options because Galatasaray likely they might be able to win this game, but as to so many more goals are qualified, that one very dicey to me. So with AZ Akma so good away performance, even if they are going to lose, I don't think they will lose by that goal margin. So AZ Akma to qualify highly possible, over 8.5 goals both teams to score and over 2.5 goals in this game. Roma up against Porto listo a game I no better than pa since Claudio Ranieri could join Roma no Nemamu and they went to play a 1-1 draw against Porto. That is against the Porto side in the last 5 games in Listo. We are winning just 2 and about draw 3. So in as much as Nema Mkoyema Porto, they find it very difficult to win. And in fact, on my last 5 games, 2 games they are winning in their away games. Does it mean that they can pull some surprise up against them and Eddie Roma? And Nina so Ebeko about a more record against them and Eddie Porto. Roma for no. The last time they went to Roma Park Stadio Olimpico, Roma Eshomo 2-1, and Roma so a very fine former. We check on my last 5 games, they've lost just once. That was that 3-1 loser. Almost to Timandin. AC Milan. I don't see AS Roma losing this game, but in this game we might be able to see a lot of goals in this game, especially Roma last 10 games are about home. They average 2.2 goals per game. Last 10 games over 1.5 goals and and over 2.5 goals in more previous 10 games 3. So this game with them getting a 1-1 draw at home, they might be able to say at least getting a 1 win or 2-0 win. So in this game the best option is Roma double chance and over 1.5 goals in that game. The last game I measure Fenerbahce Anderlecht game it's going to be an interesting win. This is Roma Roma, but Roma, they are unbeaten in their last 12 games. They scored Anderlecht home and coming this one. I don't see the Anderlecht with me pull any surprise. Send them mankind. Roma Mourinho, especially against Anderlecht, he's unbeaten in 5 games, and I expect Eddie Fenerbahce to win this game.
Right, into mama a code in an
okay, Tianedia, Indra Ska MYBET.AFRICA on the Champions League in Tianenso, ye say, ye beat me asan the be I then at Waso, Internet Europa games, any conference league games, ne dorsal. One share 1 year, Ubako fa game, be a man watch you. Internet AS Roma, Porto game no AS Roma win or draw ewo ho. Galatasaray AZ Alkmaar over 2.5 for that game no. Bordeaux Glimt any FC20 over 2.5 and so ewo ho. Ajax any Union game no 1.5. Anderlecht any Fenerbahce win or draw. And a Panathinaikos or Hadwin the first round, but I think this game ebe kwa abuan into 1.5 and so ho. Code no air 6ZLY 6ZLY MYBET.AFRICA.
Yeah,
Yes, my selection a combination of the Conference League and the Europa League. First game no Real Betis any Gent game no. A straight win for Real Betis. AS Roma FC Porto game no. Double chance for AS Roma. Victoria Plzen Ferencváros. A straight win for Victoria Plzen. And Ajax any Union St. Gilloa game no. Straight win for Ajax. Fenerbahce double chance. Makes sense to be straight win for Real Betis. AS Roma double chance. Victoria Plzen straight win. Ajax straight win. And at man the Fenerbahce double chance. Code no XL YXLY YXLY.
Right, into abusan for egusua ya de bet no etumi ya de blow. Yes, I will say to me disca. Come pia so say to me ya de disca anti mediani. Bodo Glimt any FC20 over 1.5. Paphos any Ammonia Paphos home win or draw. Hedenham any Copenhagen over 1.5. Real Betis any Gent. Real Betis win either half. Roma any Porto second half 1-3. Galatasaray any AZ Alkmaar over 2.5. Stuart Bucharest any PAOK Thessalonica over 1.5. Panathinaikos any Vakengo. Panathinaikos to score 2. Jagiellonia any Baka Topola. Jagiellonia win either half. Hapoel Nicosia any NK Celje over 1.5. Victoria Plzen any Ferencváros over 1.5. Anderlecht any Fenerbahce under 4.5. Real Sociedad any Midtjylland. Real Sociedad win either half. And Ajax Union St. Gilloa over 1.5. Into me repeat it. Ajax ni Union St. Gilloa over 1.5. Real Sociedad win either half. Anderlecht any Fenerbahce under 4.5. Victoria Plzen any Ferencváros over 1.5. Hapoel Nicosia any NK Celje over 1.5. Jagiellonia win either half. Panathinaikos to score 2 goals. Stuart Bucharest any PAOK Thessalonica over 1.5. Galatasaray any AZ Alkmaar over 2.5. Roma any Porto second half 1-3. Real Betis any Gent. Real Betis win either half. Hedenham any Copenhagen over 1.5. Paphos any Omonia Nicosia win or draw. And Bodo Glimt any FC20 over 1.5. Into way any air games no yes.
Yes, listo ndra ye call circle na think nyama ko yi ho.
Yeah.
Nti ebebo circle for abaso.
Yeah.
My bet for managers omo ho any cashiers omo.
Oma mu fili.
Oma e fili ye papa.
Oma ankase mumrem bi.
Commentate feeling need your man enye feeling na ediko eyim. But oma e fili atmosphere.
Oma fili. Oma mpe bibi akransi atwomobi grama mo.
There be asaka the MPA. Asaka the MPA. Nti na nem pese wo boss say bia we di bet bi won chain ye ni ma.
Because a rich man.
Oh, a rich man. Ndo jibo fruit ne fan nice ni nyama mama. Ese oju Bindra edo ma se. Omo mba obehwe ball ni na ya de.
Next week you be face you.
Yes, omo mbra ni embo. You know omo kase yen time bra because we ye ma ho ye de mo mani gie ha mo be man hu say yes nkofo on so ano mo t sports na say because I think nkofo me ensa nko predict say Mbappe be she first goal ye hu say Mbappe timi she first goal nti correct score 3-1 e no so boy nti ye de abasobodi na be mo ma ya de na e be ba be join you biom asande another big occasion yes
right nti ye better circle for nyina se circle e ho na omode bia ye phones no omode ba ti munya momode ba sara munya careful nti no ye better masese ye ba ye no moje ye so kama nyankopon nhira mo na onya mo kese nyame ya adom o kira boja ye beba aba be girem ne ye ba be boboja ye no na afi bibia atumi akoye medin di listo wo nyame ya adom